Bally's very serious on race day. Good-natured, not upset about much very often. Uh, just goes about his business, gets a serious look in his face. Yeah, you know, a trainer's only as good as the people that work for him and help him. The groom is like a nurse in a hospital, lives with the horse, bandages them, bathes them, puts a feed in, cleans their feet, takes their temperature every day. They're like a mother with a child. They sense things that happen before anybody else does, usually. You know, along with that, we've got foremans that are a step above that are in charge of the stable, and they're checking them really close before they go out. And then I'm always looking around. Sometimes by the time you get them to the receiving barn, you know, they've got a strained look in their eye, they're a little hot, starting to sweat a little already, tense, and sometimes you can see it unfolding right there. By the time they get to the real saddling paddock, the pressures hit them and they can't handle it. It's called washing out when they sweat and get too nervous. But as trainers, we try to avoid that with schooling the days before, taking them in the morning to the paddock, things like that. So it's a constant battle of keeping them serious about running, but not too serious. Yeah, sometimes the receiving barn can be a problem itself. You know, you get 10, 12 horses in there walking around looking at each other. A couple of them grinding their teeth and kicking and bucking, and that can upset the whole group. But most of the time it goes well. Yeah, very happy. Like I say, he walks in with a serious look on his face. He's there to do business, but he's not upset or anything else. He was confident about it.
Race number 7, the first of our feature races today, just 15 minutes away. This is the Grade 1 Shoemaker Mile. It's a Breeders' Cup win and you're in race, so very important. Stakes on the line here. One of these horses trying to get to the Breeders' Cup Championships happening later this year in November. Your favorite in this race is the number 3, your favorite Bala Bali Brazilian-bred horse, trained by Richard Mandela. Mike Smith gets aboard him here today, and this is the first time that he's riding him in a race. However, he has been working the horse in the morning, so he does know him pretty well.
Bala Bali carries the number 3 saddle cloth for Calumet Farm. Richard Mandela is the trainer and Mike Smith the rider.
Generally, when they go to the gate and they open those starting gates, the adrenaline's running, and I think we overplay all that crowd stuff and things like that. I think they're either there in good shape or not, and the race will tell what happens.
What a view. Next in Bala Bali. Racing. What a view, and heart to heart win the start together. Bolo is away sharply, and so is Free Rose in the blue blinkers. They share third. Then Bala Bali, Gangster quickly crossing to the rail, and a gap of 3 lengths Farhan. Turning for home, and heart to heart kicks away 2.5 lengths. Free Rose moving into second. Bala Bali is down the outside. Gangster running a good race on the fence next from Farhan, who's still a long way back, running on belatedly. Heart to heart at the 16th pole, a length from Bala Bali. Free Rose, Farhan late on the scene. Bala Bali gathers in heart to heart. Farhan charging, but Bala Bali wins the Shoemaker from either Farhan or heart to heart, followed in by Free Rose.
He trained very well, as good as he ever did. He ran such a good race in the mile here at Santa Anita before, 2 races before. The race in Kentucky didn't unfold the way we'd expected, and we kind of just threw that out. Trainers do that. You get a bad race, just throw it out.
Bala Bali, bred in Brazil, a 7-year-old dark bay or brown horse by Put It Back from the Claxon mare In My Side. He gives trainer Richard Mandela his 3rd victory in this race. It's the 2nd Shoemaker Mile for jockey Mike Smith.
After a race, you always worried if they came out sound, if they didn't hurt themselves, but mainly just that they're sound as they were going into the race and no injuries. The public needs to know how much we care about these horses. Very few people in this world anymore work 6 or 7 days a week. Most of us 7 days here. And start at 5 o'clock in the morning and finish at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a break, but it's a lot of hours, some pretty serious work, and not a great amount of money paid for it. It's more a love of the job and love working with animals, and these animals, I've told people, they're my job, they're also my best friends. I don't go home and visit with the neighbors or go see people. I go home and rest, come back to work. And this is my life, and same with most of the people that work for me.